So last week I had this dream that I wanted to share, and also because I do have a passion for dream analysis, in particular Jungian dream interpretation. If you are new to my channel and came through via my interview with Jordan Peterson, you'll know that I was talking a lot about Jungian perspectives and having a bit of a background on a lot of Jungian theory. And this dream centered around a death scene. I would say maybe like a dark, macabre, morbid sort of scene from The Crow. And what's really interesting is that I had the dream probably a few days before the 25th anniversary death of Brandon Lee. Well, the dream was from a very pivotal scene in The Crow, where you probably, if anyone's a fan, you'll remember a scene where he's sort of perched high up, with a crow on him, and he's sort of scanning the area to see where he'll find his next target. Sitting on that throne was either Russell Brand and or Brandon Lee morphed together. Maybe it was a hybrid of them both. Can't be sure. Maybe it's the hair, got no idea. But I had done an interview a month or two ago talking about Russell Brand's transcendental meditation experience. So very, very briefly, and he also interviewed Jordan Peterson. So I'm just trying to pull this all together here. And Jordan was in the dream, but he was on the ground. So I don't know if we were in a cemetery. It was dark. It was, like a cemetery scene sort of thing, like you're in pitch darkness. And there I was, sort of left-hand side, almost like a gargoyle. You know those gargoyles that sit perched on steeples and Gothic buildings, churches, that sort of thing. So it had this essence of being a watcher, a sentinel of two worlds, but also it was just unusual, being that this tombstone was actually a throne, but it wasn't on the ground. It was like almost elongated, like a structural tombstone that wasn't a tombstone. It was like a throne. If you remember Queen of the Dam, there is a scene where Akasha's at the bottom with Enkel, and they're frozen statues, stone frozen. And the gargoyle, I guess, has, the name draws inspiration from a French legend about a fearsome dragon, La Gargouille or something like that, and it used to terrorize the inhabitants of this particular town. And so according to the story, this dragon would just swallow up ships and flood the whole town, and then a priest came along and vanquished the beast. And anyway, so then this priest tamed the dragon and kind of led it into town, and it was burned at the stake, but the creature's head wouldn't burn, so the townspeople had to cut it off, and then they affixed it to the church, and the head became sort of a ward against evil, sort of like a warning to other dragons. So I'm piecing this all together, and sometimes I know with Jungian dream analysis that the resolution doesn't sort of happen overnight. It can sort of come into fruition days, weeks, months, even years later. But I'm always interested to hear what other people, especially those that are familiar with Jungian dream interpretation, have to offer. I mean, a lot of the times it is based on our distinct relationship with the metaphor or the symbol that's sort of inherent in the dream. But I'm always curious to know how other people observe it from a sort of a gut instinctual place. So I thought I would share that. Maybe at a later stage I'll go into the Jungian dream aspects a little bit more and do some Jungian dream. So if you're interested, let me know, and I'll catch you later in some of the other interviews.